the television.
So Papa is working till it's ready to make us a little change. Probably get some fame. Put me on. I put me on. I put me on. I put me on. DIY. I did this all from my home. I put me on. I put me on. I put me on.
Yeah, that's me in the garage. Yeah. Okay, I see what you were saying. Take it away, Dan. Let's go. So this has been great. We starting a new. So from now on, here's how we doing this thing. All right. Whether it be expansion pack, whether it be a DGTA show that I'm producing, whether it be Dan F Man 007, the start of the season every single year is that 2K launch. So be expecting it. When y'all see that 2K launch coming up for the next year, August, at the end of August, beginning of September, new season for everything. So this is the start of the first season for DGTA TV. DGTA Animations, Decorated Garage Table Animations. This is the very first season. Everything else before this was just a prototype. So clap it up, DGTA. We in here. Like, we in here now. So when you see that 2K launch or when it's coming around, I'm going to figure out what the date is. All right? Because sometimes they don't launch at the same date. But for right now, it's August 29th. August 29th, start a new season for us here on DGTA. So I did it. I got us out through them first 3 rounds, you know what I'm saying? Now we got to go for the rest of the 12 rounds. Boy, wow, 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 wow. You know what I'm saying? Or should I say I got us through 12 and we back to 12 now. We back to 1. So let's go and let's keep this thing going. Keep on supporting, keep on helping one another. Expansion pack ain't going nowhere right now. If I can ever get my fingers right. Which hand is it? All right, there you go. Expansion pack ain't going nowhere right now. This is DGTA TV. I'm going to leave y'all with this last little video. Because this is like, all of this is like super old, man. And I wouldn't have never, when I was doing it, it was always do more, do more, do more, do more. I got to do some more work. I got to do some more work. And it was never like a moment to like kind of breathe and look back and say, all right, that was good work right there, guys. It was always like, nah, we didn't get a good enough response from that. So let's do it again. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to go forward from here. I'm looking forward to everything that I can pray for and everything that I can be blessed with. Let's go. Even this is 12 years old. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave y'all with this right here as I get up out of here.
Talk to your niggas, I'm trying to do it. Trying to spill it up like fluid. Kick your ass, Bruce Lee shit while pow to you. Fuck you, bitch. I don't give a
Sorry
fuck
for the cussing.
I don't give a fuck cause I took like this and you could never rock with D, the motherfucking man, he shits.
Sorry for the cussing, but look at that throwback. Look how that's where we was at. In the shed. Look at my dreads too. We about to be up out of here, y'all.
Activate.
Let's go. Powered up.
In the Big Apple, in the whip the color Snapple. Just trying to make a track, I paid a stack for the sample. I done came up north, I was raised down south, where them boys are clean and keep that gold in their mouth. I hop a plane and I'm out. NYA, I'm coming, just to get it jumping. I hear they trap steady bumping, so I move for the money. Staten Island where I be, I get them racks YC. I keep it pushing, yeah, I mean. I wanna tell the world about I make my moves. I'm going state to state, steady doing what I do. You say you looking for me, but you better
what's
get a
up?
clue. I'm gone.
Is that him out there in NYC with them polo kicks, button up with the crease? Ain't got none of my own now.
I do this for my niece.
Still do it for
From
us.
city to city touring. It's a party where you going. It's down my pants. I heard I was the man with my brother Layla Brown. Activated one of the twins. I got that dream of being on. Top down and on that chrome. So I get my ass up. Get out my mama home. Again, calling shots of dawn. Tony Montana, Al Capone. Rolling up blunts and getting gone. No more waiting, take it off. Spaceship, open up the door. Lock, pick, everywhere I go they know him. Franklin Jackson, Benjamin is what I wanna tell the world about. I make my move. I'm going state to state, steady doing what I do. You say you looking for me, but you better get a clue. I'm gone. Tell the world about. I make my move. I'm going state to state, steady doing what I do. You say you looking for me, but you better get a clue. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm
chill. Censorship hasn't ever appealed to me. See y'all this season. Peace.
We was on the block posted like Elijah one, so it shouldn't be hard to tell whose side you on. Cause when you was feeling lost, I helped guide you on. I'm the type of friend that never judge whether you're right or wrong. Now I'm trying to be a better man, I'm trying to right my wrongs. Hustle by myself cause they can't tell if I ride alone. Now I'm on my own, it's a lot easier to write a song. But if you need me, just hit my phone and I'll be right along. We ain't kicked it in a while cause we all is grown. And we all got different things going on. But do all of my brothers just know the love is strong. Reminiscing on the times we was puffed and strong. Recording a bunch of songs, then hit the parties and shit. Back then we was fucking stoned, nowadays it's hard to get lit. They say it's hard to get rich, but the dream's still the same. Ain't shit changed, but our age been the team still the same. And only my true brothers can really feel my pain. And if you my true brother, then I know you feel the same. I'll get you courtside, you can watch me feel the game. Wanna make my family proud, don't want them to feel ashamed. Was on the block posted like Elijah one, so it shouldn't be hard to tell whose side you on. Cause when you was feeling lost, I helped guide you on. I'm the type of friend that never judge whether you're right or wrong. Now I'm trying to be a better man, I'm trying to right my wrongs. Hustle by myself cause they can't tell if I ride alone. Now I'm on my own, it's a lot easier to write a song. But if you need me, just hit my phone and I'll be right along. Over the years, had some
that I like in my life.
I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. In my life. In my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through in my life. In my life. In my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. in my
Everybody
life.
say they hit the block hard. Can't be nothing but a G from the hood if you want you a black card. But that won't me. I was wondering about the stars. I left high school and didn't know my physical form. My mental picture was informed by where my was going. I put the pencil to the pad to study how to reality form. School board type sitting in the front of the class. Got good grades, understanding the task. Got older, changed my whole style up a bunch. Things I never did, I started to do them a bunch. Mistakes that I made like a weight and it's starting to feel like a ton of my life. I only get one. Nothing under the sun can be new if it's done. Truth is meant only for some. Learn that I became the one. First person view looking through my eyes at what I become. Win, 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 now I done won. Live, love, laugh, learn what to do. Wisdom served like some soul food. I ain't been through what you've been through, but I've been through what I've been through. So this song's just to tell you about my life. My life. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through in my life. In my life. In my life, you ain't been through none of this shit I've been through in my life. Chill. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through up in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through up in my life. In my life. In my life. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through in my life. In my life. In my life. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this shit I've been through up in my life. In my life.
Hey, what's up? What y'all doing right now? Where you at? And where you been? Where you been, boy, where you been? Welcome to another episode of Expansion Pack. This is the 201st episode of Expansion Pack. Clap it up if you've been riding, you've been sticking it out. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I'm looking at the chat, chiznat, all that. You know what I'm saying? So today on Tech Tuesdays, what we doing today? What we doing? You know we got to get the motivation. That couldn't serve as a motivation. I don't know. No, I think y'all need some real motivation. That was good. That was some good motivation, but it wasn't the real motivation. Like that was just to make you know what I'm saying? That's an appetizer right there for y'all. So let me get y'all motivation for the day as usual, and then we'll get this thing jumping. It's today we talking about digital integration. All right, digital integration. Basic. Teach y'all another class here on Tech Tuesday. Get y'all out there squared away. I hope y'all started your own streaming service at home. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? Because that actually can be scaled up to your CDs, your tapes, all of those types of things. So we'll talk about that on today's episode of Expansion Pack. Let me go ahead and get this motivation, though. Motivation for the day. I'm doing the best I can, y'all. I'm doing the best I can. Now, listen. I ain't necessarily aspired to be a talk show host. You saw that's what I, you know what I'm saying, that's what I do. But I'm doing the best I can as this talk show thing and at keeping y'all happy and keeping y'all satisfied as far as getting y'all good topics, talking about great things, and keeping y'all motivated. So let's go. Hold on. Let me mute that. Hey, what's up?
What would you say to
67?
somebody that hasn't tried therapy
Appreciate
before?
them claps out there.
Ask yourself if what you're doing in your life right now is working.
All right,
if
let's
you
go.
have peace, if you have good relationships.
In our lives to fit in. We try to fit into certain groups, certain frats, certain sororities, among certain friends. Yet the people we idolize are the ones that stand out. But when you're prepared, there is no fear. There is no fear of failure.
Yes,
because
sir.
even if you've walked out of something and you feel like you failed at it, your preparation is so strong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that you're gonna take that failure and turn it into the outcome you desire. And most people stop at failure, okay? We've all failed at things. I'm gonna continue to fail at stuff, right? It's the most powerful tool you can use, but it all depends on how you use it.
What would your future be like if you decided to want that which you desire so strongly that it prepares you past your fears, that you experience the fear, as the one book says, feel the fear and do it anyway.
Life is 10% what happens to you, is 90% what you do about it. No matter who you are, no matter where you are in life, you can take the lid off of your job. And if you're wondering if you still have the lid on in your life, here are some clues that's going to let you know that the lid is still on.
We just heard that, so we got to hear it again.
If you're not excited about waking up in the morning, if you're sitting around bored out of your mind, if you got time to do everything anybody asks you to do, you probably got the lid on. If when you tell your dreams to all your friends, it makes sense to them, you got your lid on, man. Your dreams should not make sense to everybody. You got to say something that make people go, how you gonna do that? That's when you got the lid off. And if I were you, I'd do that. I'd take the lid off. Makes sense to me, don't it?
They're always going to get ready to get set to get going. What we've got to do is, boom, just like that, move into action.
Every time you remember your dream, you're removing some dirt. You're digging it back out. The true mark of a champion is even though some dirt gets thrown on your dream, instead of letting it get buried, you keep shaking it off. You keep moving forward. You keep looking for a new opportunity. You wouldn't be having that opposition if you didn't have something great in you. If your dream wasn't alive and on track, right on schedule to come to pass, you wouldn't have so many things coming against you. That dream is still alive. Yes, you may have tried a year ago, 5 years
yes,
ago,
sir.
or 40 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Didn't work out. Nobody was there to help you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go
yes,
back
sir.
and try again. This is your time. This is your moment. Your destiny is calling out to you. Can I tell
It's
you,
a new
your
dawn,
dream
it's
is
a
not
new
dead.
day.
It's just
It's
not
a
in
new
season.
life
Your
for-
time is coming. Promotion is coming. Good breaks are coming. Promises you've been standing on. Dreams you've been praying about. Lack is not your destiny. Constantly struggling, barely getting by is not the end of your story. These light afflictions are for a moment. The adversity is temporary. The glory is eternal. Lord, I believe this is my year to get healthy and whole.
Yes, sir.
This is my year to meet the people of my dreams. This is my year to go further in my career, to step into a new level of my destiny. This is my year to accomplish dreams, to break free from this depression. This is my year to meet the right people. This is my year to get healthy and whole. This is your year to see double. This is your year for vindication, for restoration, for new beginnings. Now get your mind going in the right direction.
Yes, sir. Let's go, y'all. Get your mind going in the right direction, like he said. All right, y'all. So today we talking into digital integration. All right. Now we all knew this day would come one day, I guess, back long ago. I don't know if you've been living here or there, which means to me, I don't know if you've been paying attention to how things have been going, or if you've not been paying attention to how things have been going. But either way, they're going. All right, so we're going to get ahead of this train, and we're going to get out of here. Well, not get out of here, but we're going to get ahead of this thing and onto this train so y'all won't be left behind. All right, so today is a class on digital integration. You see, I got my game changer board back here again today, and we're going to get it popping. So what we're doing is we're going to look at how you can take, once again, all of your hard, let's just say, I forget the word. Dang, what is the word? Because it's not hardware. Your physical resources and create a catalog for yourself of them. Now, what I want to focus on today is I personally like to create my own studio slash lab slash digital digital station. Let's just call it my own digital station. And in order to be able to build this digital station, I gotta have all of these things in place and to be able to sit down comfortably and operate. All right. So I'm passing the knowledge on to you, folks. I'm passing the savings on to you. All right. So for today, we're going to talk digital integration. Now, you can integrate anything you would like, whether it be books, audio books, CDs, DVDs, the little 40 albums, the small ones. I don't know if those are 40s. I'm just saying stuff now. But video games especially, that is, I couldn't think of how to do the class for the video games just yet, but that is the next one, setting up your own little video game station to equip and house you with all of your games. Now, you can go to anywhere and get this knowledge probably on YouTube, but you can't get it from me anywhere on YouTube except for on this expansion pack. So without further ado, we're gonna go down here. I'm keep using the game changer side, but all right, now we're gonna use the front and the back of this. So I'm gonna get my markers out and we're gonna get to working. So now what we want to do today is we want to take all of them CDs that you got and we want to be able to put them on something for you to remember them by. Now, whether that be, because this thing is going to take you into the future, all right? If you don't have this database, I'm telling you, if you don't have this database right now, you're going to need it in the future, all right? So please, please, please believe me. All right, so now let me get my markers. We're going to take this and we're going to make what you got sitting on the shelves and on those CDs into a digital library. Now, you do not have to play from the digital library. You can still pull out your six disc CD changer, pop that bad boy in, have it on the shelf. But what you do want to do is you want to back that thing up, because if it gets broken, scratched, lost, damaged, anything, you want to be able to still have that music and remake that CD. Now, that physical copy is still going to be your best friend. You're going to love it. You're going to cherish it, because that is the original. But you want to be able to reproduce it in a fashion that is suitable for yourself, not for you to go bootleg. Not for you to go bootleg, but for you to use in a suitable fashion for yourself. All right, so now let's hop down here to this board. Now, just like last week, you're going to need your certain tools and your certain resources. Let me move my mouse out the screen. Y'all get a full desk view. All right. Now, just like last week, I said you're going to need your tools and your resources for this thing here. I can go ahead and take my whole box off the screen because we ain't going to need it for the moment. All right. All y'all need is my voice. And where's the box at? Oh, there it is. All y'all need is my voice and me writing. All right. Now, we need tools. All right. So what tools do we need for this job? All right. Your media. Well, we don't need the media yet. We just need a computer. Just like last time. But except last time you didn't, with our streaming service, you need the computer because you're gonna use it for your capture card and all of that stuff. But for time's sake and time's purposes, we just gonna say for all of these jobs that I'm talking about electronically, unless expressly stated otherwise, you gonna need a computer. All right, because I'm going to write computer a zillion times on this if I don't stop myself now, all right? So you're going to need a computer every single time for this, okay? So because we're gonna be backing stuff up, we're gonna be either cataloging something, or unless, like I say otherwise, you're gonna need a computer for this. All right. Now you're gonna need also to go along with your computer. It's gonna be on the software side. I don't know how much it exists still nowadays, but you're gonna need something like your Windows Media Player software. Like I say, I don't know if it exists still now, but you're gonna need something like your Windows Media Player software, or Apple iTunes. Apple Music is the biggest thing now. Now, remind you, you got access to this stuff, and you can always go and sign up for the streaming service and get them same CDs and pay $9.95. But if you got the CD already, or maybe some of the music that you're looking for ain't there, but you have it at home, this is where this is gonna come in handy. You can have a room that is the whole streaming service. I mean, not streaming service, but the music catalog is built into the entire room. All right. So now you need your computer, and you're gonna need your we're just gonna call it audio software, i.e. what that is gonna look like is media. We're gonna say Windows Media Player, Windows Media, or iTunes. They don't call it no more. Call it that no more. Apple Music. And I'm not talking about when I say the reason why I say, let me let y'all see that. The reason why I say Windows Media Player and Apple Music, I'm not talking about, I'm gonna get some of the stuff that's on the screen off the screen, like the view account. I'm not talking about the Apple Music you listen to on your phone, or that you signed up for. That's why I say Windows Media Player, because that was the one that we used essentially, and it's still functioning to this day if you can get it on your computer. If you got a Windows computer, you can get it. You can find a way to get it. All right. Now, I'm not talking about the streaming service. That's why Spotify is in here. I'm talking about the actual program. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to build a catalog within the program using your music, okay? You can turn the internet off. I wish y'all could see my face right now. You turn the internet off, all right? All you gonna need is that program, okay? Let me put the fist in there. Y'all can see the fist. All right, Black Power. Anyway, now, let me think. Do I need any other tools? Yes. The main tool you're gonna need is your flash drive. Again, if I don't state it, this one will be dependent upon the job that we're doing as well too, because you may or may not need the flash drive for this job, or the hard drive for certain jobs in the future. Flash drive, hard drive. All right, now, if you are a tech whiz, this class is not for you, okay? If you are a tech whiz, this class is not for you. If you would like to sit in this class and audit this class, that's all good. Get your knowledge, baby. You feel what I'm saying? But I know that I'm saying that because I know that it's easy to see where I'm going with this, and kind of build off of it. So feel free to, chime in and give your opinion on where it should go next. So now, let you see that. All right, boom, there it is. I'm gonna have to put an X right there on that spot so I know exactly where to put the board. So now you're gonna need your computer, your audio software, your flash drive, or your hard drive. I ain't talking about cables. We ain't talking about going and getting a zillion cables or 1,000 of that. All you're gonna need, these things are gonna come along with it. It's kind of implied when I say, if I say you need a computer, I don't have to say you need an HDMI cord to hook up your monitor. You should have that. It's implied, like I said. So, hold on 1 second. All right. Now, you need your audio software and you need your flash drive and your hard drive. So now that we got our tools lined up, this process is different. Now, like I said, if you are a tech whiz, this class, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. If you are not, sit tight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be interesting. So now, what you're going to do is you're going to use these resources. Well, you're going to use these tools to build you a library right alongside your physical library, like that shelf that you got with all your CDs, or that bucket that you got with all your CDs. You're going to build that digital library right alongside of it. Now, nobody never said that you ain't going to use or can't use your 6-disc CD player along as well. We ain't never said that. Nobody said that. Use your 6-disc CD changer. Still listen to your CDs, your old albums and all of that. But build this library for yourself. You have to. If you don't, then you're going to be left behind when everybody got a library and you ain't got one. All right? So, now, what we're going to need next is the resources to fill this library with. All right. Resources are going to look like, all right, CDs. Now, we going to work tapes. We going to work the tapes. Now, I ain't got the knowledge right there off the top of my head right now to tell you what to do about the tapes. I can exactly tell you what to do at a later date, or if I was to boil it down, but our resource today is going to be CDs. We only working off the digital side of this information. All right, folks, that's the only resource that we got. We'll do tapes and albums at a later time, because the process is a little bit more strenuous to pull the data, to pull it and convert it into actual digital data. But with CDs, is the grunt work, the leg work already done been did. The leg work has already been completed. All right, so we're gonna have our CDs. Now, the way that this is gonna look is you're gonna start by taking all the CDs that you need or that you want. Step one gonna be, and I'm about to flip the camera back around to my face after this. Step one, gather. And this is for music. We sticking to music today. I know I said audio books and whatnot, but once you get the information from this, you'll be able to plug and play whichever media you want. You don't have to just be CDs. Like I said, tapes, DVDs is essentially too, and the albums, so on and so forth. All right, I gotta make sure I put lotion on my hands every Tuesday, okay? Because I don't want to be ashy. That's a side note. Y'all be like, hey, you ashy. All right, so now the step one is gonna be gathering, and my handwriting gonna get better. Gathering CDs / music. All right, because you may have, and the reason I say music, erase my line. The reason I say music is because you may have some music somewhere already on your computer, on flash drives, on hard drives that you've already backed up. That's great. You in the game, baby. Because when you go to have a CD, it's going to be that same process. Now, I'm going to flip back over to my face. Bing. Now, let me speak to you a bit about how the recording process works, all right? Like when you're recording music, as far as today's date goes, which is September the 2nd, 2025. When you're recording music, here's how it works. You take the microphone, just like y'all see the microphone in front of my face right now. You say, oh, call me Mr. Boombastic, and then they record it. and it turns into a digital file that you bounce down, mix down, and then ultimately you take that using the current state of technology. You take that audio file, you can burn it to a CD, you can put it on a streaming service, you can upload it, copy, Now that is for my older men and women out there who are unfamiliar with how everything is being captured, all right, so to speak. Now, back in the day, you had your albums. They press an album. You see what I'm saying? But it still was that same process of they speaking to the mic. They call me Mr. Boombastic, and then they capture it. They may capture it using the film, but it's the same process. They capture it, press it, send it out. Except back in the day, there was no digital file because it was no computer. But as soon as that introduced that changing audio speaking into electricity, they was coming up with the digital file, and hence you can copy things forever and ever. Now, the reason I give that backstory and that history on how these things are being captured is because that's the same process you're going to use. There's no in-betweens, there's no changing it at all. And that is a top level industry, whatever you want to call it. That is top level information right there. Very high level information. I discovered that myself personally back when I was about 13 years old, 12, maybe 13 years old. I discovered that information myself. And so that right there is what we need. That's the only part that we need. That is the money maker. That is the cash cow. That's all we need. So now, once you've gathered all your CDs, all of your media, music that you had sitting on your computer from back in the day, once you've gathered all of that, here's what you're going to do. Now, we're going to exclude, I'm going to go back down to the board now. Take my box back out of there. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to exclude media that you had sitting on your computer for now. All right? We're going to kick that to the curb. We don't need to necessarily speak about that at this instant because it's already there in the form that we need it in. Just like if you was converting from kilometers to miles per hour. If it's already at one of the two, you don't need them. Basically, if it's already in miles per hour, you don't need to convert. But if you needed to convert to kilometers, you would need something, a measurement of kilometers that is equal to the amount of miles you have. I'm sorry if that was confusing for all of y'all laymen. The layman's terms was, I went too advanced. But what I mean is, the digital file is already a digital file, so you don't need to do anything more to it. The CD, however, you need to do a little bit more to it to get it to that digital file. And here's what you're going to do. Now, for those of you that own a computer nowadays that does not have a disk drive, I'm sorry I didn't put that in tools. Computer with disk drive. Let me not get ahead of myself. With disk drive. There is no other way to do this, folks. Without that optical drive, there is no other way to do this, folks. I say again to you, without that optical drive, there's no other way to do this, folks. So, now, we're going to proceed. Now, you got your digital, you got your optical drive. Now, if you got a computer that does not have a optical drive built in, go on Amazon, go to Goodwill stores, go to electronic thrift stores, find you an optical drive. You cannot do this operation any further without the optical drive. It's because we're doing CDs. Our media today is CDs. So we need the optical drive, all right? We CDs, so we need the disk drive, okay? So now, step 2 is you're gonna connect all those things, the computer and the optical drive, and you're gonna get your CD in your hand. Now you're gonna put the CD into the into the optical drive, and the computer is going to read that file. I can give you an example in a second of how it will look when you put a CD into a computer and it's gonna read the file. Now what you're gonna do is you want that CD's information. It's not as simple. I'm sorry, I'm spinning the board on y'all. It's not as simple as just putting the CD in, going to Finder, and grabbing it and clicking and dragging. It's not that simple. Sometimes it may be, sometimes it may not. But what you're gonna need to do is extract that CD, and that is where, let me spin this around. That is where your audio software is gonna come in. It has that built in already. Okay? So now you're gonna open your audio software and insert CD. Audio software, insert CD. Now, once you open your audio software and you put that CD in, it's gonna start. Let me draw y'all a little arrow. I love drawing arrows. Y'all follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Hey, I got my next song to listen to. Ah, mercy, mercy, mercy. Follow me, follow me, follow me. I don't know the words. We're one of them sexy, sexy. Follow me, follow me, follow me. All right. So now you're going to put your CD in. Let me get my board back together. Board none fell apart on me. Maybe that's a good thing. I can leave that here for y'all. Alright. That's page 1. I'm gonna go over here to page 2. Alright. We ain't got no school supplies, y'all. We low on school supplies. So y'all go ahead and learn with me. Alright. Now, page 2 of the dry erase board. So now when you put that CD in, what's gonna happen is, what you're gonna see is, in your audio software, what's gonna happen is, let's say we have Windows Media Player, right? What's gonna happen is, it's gonna read that file. It's gonna read it. And then you're gonna see what's gonna pop up is a track list. 1, 2, follow me. 3 and 4. That track list is what you need. But that's just to say, all right, it has the song, it has that song, it has that song. Sometimes it ain't even gonna pop up with the song name because that data might not even be inserted on the CD. Sometimes it's just gonna say track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4. We worry about that, the naming of the songs later. You can sit down, you can catalog it yourself. All right. Now, what you looking for in these programs, all right? We're gonna watch a video after this. I say this. You looking for these keywords: rip, extract. All right, rip/extract. Now, what that is going to do, it is the opposite for those who in here that was born before 1980 or 1990 or whatever. You know what this means. You're going to extract all of this track list onto your audio program. And when it's done, it's going to give you a nice, clean track list. And it's going to say, it might say audio CD, or it might say the name of the CD, but you can also change all of that. And you're going to create a catalog within that program, whether it be Windows Media Player or Apple Music, iTunes. You're going to create a catalog, a whole catalog within that program. But wait, there's more. We just going to watch a video first before we do anything else. I want y'all to see this in person, in live action, before the show is over. Remind me Tuesday, make sure my nail clean, clip, you know what I'm saying? And also, I put on lotion on my hands. All right, that was a joke. But nah, for real, that's me being serious. That ain't a joke. All right, so look, let me bring y'all back around. Extracting CDs with Windows Media Player. I did a lot of this back in the day. Back in the day. All right, here we go.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm.
You
It's
right.
like getting Bateman when you need Batman.
Stop. Whoa, cat lady. Time out.
Nice fanny bag.
Thank you.
Adam. All right. Let me get y'all on big screen.
Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to rip music CDs with the new Windows 11 Media Player. So it's not called Windows Media Player anymore, it's called Media Player. So when it first came out, you couldn't rip CDs. It wasn't an option, but now they added that feature. So all you need to do is open it, is to search for Media Player, or you can find it in your app list. And then once you're here, just need to go to the audio CD section. And now if you just click on Rip CD, it'll just start ripping automatically. But if you click on the ellipsis here for the settings, then you can pick your format. So unfortunately there's no MP3 format anymore, just these choices here. And then you can pick your quality here, up to 320K. So we'll just stick with the original. So if you change something, just make sure you click on save. Now for the settings here, where it's going to go to, so it's going to put it in your music library location. So by default, it's under your username and music.
Okay, now this is the reason why I want to pause. It's the reason why I'm pausing right here. This is the part where I was talking about. You're gonna extract your CD, and it's gonna give you that track list. And you saw on the video it's saying audio CD. It's not necessarily saying the names of the songs, but this part is where we're gonna go into using our flash drive or our hard drive. Now you're gonna actually get the file. All right, you're gonna get the file on your computer. Or you're gonna get the file inside your media player or your software program, whether it be Windows or our media player like he said, or if it's actually Apple Music. You're gonna get that inside of that program. But along with that, you're gonna actually get the file saved onto your computer into a separate folder, and that's what he's about to talk about now.
You could add other folders as well if you wanted to do
I
that.
wanted to make that distinction because
okay, so once you're ready to go,
because what you're gonna do is what you're gonna do is you're gonna call me. You're gonna say, Dan, I started making my catalog, man, but I can't find these files. Where's the files? They're in the program, but where are these files? That is why this step is so crucial. Okay. Remember this part, because you're going to get it inside the program. It's going to be nice. You're going to be able to play it. You'll be like, oh, my jam. But you ain't going to be able to find the file to put on your flash drive. This is where you're going to need the separation in that knowledge of knowing, hey, it's on my computer somewhere. I just have to find it. You don't have to find it. You should have already put a folder and selected where it's going to be downloaded to. All right? So that's a crucial step.
Click on Edit Info, and then you put the... Once you're ready to...
A step that I will not include in the steps, but it's a crucial step.
Put it in your music library location, so by default it's under your username and music, and then you could add other folders as well if you want to do that. Okay, so once you're ready to go, you could also click on Edit Info, and then you put the album name, title, genre, year, so on. Add some cover art if you want to do that.
You see?
So when you're ready, just click on Rip CD, and it'll go through the process here.
There we go.
And while it's going, let's check our music folder here.
You see? Unknown
since
artist,
I didn't put anything
unknown
in there,
album.
it doesn't know anything about the artist, so it didn't name it for the tracks. So you could go through and edit these yourselves. So this CD I'm testing with doesn't have any information on it for the artist and so on, so that's why it's not automatically pulling it from the CD as well. So when you do it yourself, there's a good chance it'll put the artist name and so on. So once that's done, like I said, you just have all your files here, and then you could just add them to your collection, or if you really want them as MP3s, you'll have to find a converter to convert them to MP3s. So that's pretty much how it works, just from the audio CG. Just change your settings, click on RIP, and then you'll be good to go. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.
Yes, sir. I will make sure I subscribe. Now, the reason why this is important, I'm not trying to test. I'm not signed in. Get out of here. Now, I'm not trying to test nobody's knowledge. I'm not trying to make and say that nobody is stupid and not know how to do this. What I'm saying to you is look at the power and effectiveness of doing this now. Now. If you haven't been doing it, it's fine, because the services have been around since I was, like I said, that's 20 years ago. This has been around, but we wasn't using it and we weren't in that frame of mind. Now, with everything being cloud-based, everything being streaming, where do you think this stuff is coming from? It's coming from these huge catalogs that have been transitioning us talking into these microphones into electronic databases that can be copied and repeated and saved and played for thousands of generations. Apparently, as long as you keep the electricity and you bury them underground frozen in Norwegia or somewhere. But that's just me telling you that this digital integration is on a massive scale that you need to yourself be taking part in, because you've cataloged, you've bought CDs, you've bought this media as well, so you need a personal database for yourself that you can pull out, and you can essentially create it again. You can get you some blank CDs and reburn these CDs and listen to it in the car again. It's the process is the same forward as it is backwards. Those VHS tapes, hey, you can't make a tape again, but you got the digital file, so you can also make a DVD. So on and so forth. Now the third step, we're gonna go back down here to the board because we're running out of time. Oh, we not running out of time. We still got 15 minutes. Let's go. We getting it. All right. So now the third step in this process, like I said already, is going to be to rip or / extract all the information that's on the CD. Now that is where your data, let me go down to the board, sorry y'all, is gonna be. That's where your data is gonna be. Well, come from, I'm sorry. Your data is gonna come from you extracting that CD onto your computer. Let me get the box out the way. All right, now let me erase this. You got that? It's exactly, now I did this picture, side note, sorry, I created this diagram for you just to show you that I'm knowledgeable. Okay, I'm not teaching this class because it's just the funnest class ever. It is to me, because this information is very, very valuable, and I have it. And I love to share it. I love to talk about it. Like I said, last Tuesday, man, Tech Tuesday, that's my day. Now, I thought about changing any other day. If I wanted to change some other days, they might be changed. But Tuesday is Tech Tuesday, my day. And I love to talk about this information, whether you know it or you don't know it. It needs to be shared, because in today's age, a lot of it is going, it's not getting transitioned over into popular knowledge. It's not getting transitioned over. Yeah, I take my finger out of there. My nails might be dirty and crooked, but it's not getting transitioned over into popular knowledge. It's getting actually tucked away, secretly seem like, or just buried, with people not even paying attention to it and not noticing the power or effectiveness of having it. All right, so now, like I said, I was a little long-winded. Like I said, I drew this diagram to show, so that when I watched the video with you, you would see that this diagram is exactly like what he just showed you in that video. Windows gonna come up, you're gonna get the track list, It's gonna say blah blah da 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 da, and then it's gonna say rip. All right, you take it off, you get your information, and we move on to the next step. So the third step in this process. Oh, and I said all of that just to show you, come on, tap in with your boy. I'm gonna teach you something now that you might not have known about this electronic or this tech stuff, because I'm hearing a lot of people say I ain't tech savvy. Well, guess what? You need to learn to fish, because fishing, make sure you eating. All right, now you get out here with this tech stuff and you don't know how to do it, somebody eating off of you. I promise you they eating off of you, because and it's all because you just don't know. And I hate to see people getting eat up like that. You getting damn ate up. All right, so now the third step, and I'm sitting here knowing how to do all of this, and I'm not gonna tell you too much other than go out. All right, it's no more of the sitting on the sidelines. Now if somebody else got that resource and they doing it already, cool, good, but get the little bits of knowledge that you can from them. All right, what color was I writing at? All right, third step is gonna be to extract, rip/extract. All right, remind me, as every time I see my hand, I'm like, I need lotion, but it's a working hand. It's a working hand. All right, put lotion next. All right, it's my show. I can do what I want. All right, let me stop playing. All right. Third, you're going to be to rip/extract music. Like I said, if you are already tech savvy and you know all of this, then this class is not necessarily beneficial for you, all right? But if you don't, and you didn't, or you knew a little bit about it but you wasn't using it, now I hope you see the power of it. And if you didn't know nothing at all, I hope you see the power of it and you begin to start using it, all right? So now the third step is going to be to rip/extract your music, and fourth is going to be to catalog/transfer music. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody know how to transfer something over to a flash drive. It's drag and drop, or to a hard drive. It's drag and drop once you already using your computer. Catalog/put lotion on next Tuesday. /transfer to hard drive /flash drive. And there you have it. Now, this, like I said, is identical. I just knocked down two of the biggest things that you paying for in life right now. Two of the biggest things that you paying for. And now you can literally, now we ain't gonna get ahead of ourselves, but I'm gonna go take you to the moon right now. Let me draw the moon in here. Where the moon at? How the moon go? I'm gonna take you to the moon right here in this last 10 seconds, because draw on my desk. We got a little crater here. Maybe look like cheese over there. I'm gonna take and draw a little star right there. I'm about to take you to the moon. So now, I hope that look like the moon to y'all. Now, let me get all the instructions in here as much as I can, as much as that'll fit. I can't zoom out none. I just put step 1 and the tools in there first. All right, now, and I'll bring the moon back to you in a second. Now, let me run this thing down. So I just knocked down two of the biggest things, first of all, that you are paying for. You paying for movies and you paying for music all day long. Now, TV shows, I can't do nothing for you unless you go, but you can do it. You can do it for yourself. The new TV shows, but all you need to do now, this can be fun for you, is you need to go shopping again. All right, you go shop. You buy that CD that costs you $9.95. All right, put it into your catalog, your digital catalog, and you never have to pay the streaming service again to stream it. We can scale this thing on up all the way to the moon, baby, to the moon, I'm telling you. To whereas your own, you see the moon? I almost erased. Your own streaming service. Now, the way that this thing works is you're going to get your tools out, all right? First of all, you got a computer. If you don't got a computer, get you one. Or your phone is a computer, but we'll talk about that later. Let me get my pen out. First of all, you get your computer, all right? With a disk drive, because we are cataloging from CDs we already own. I didn't write it on there, but we already own these CDs, all right? This is for my people that are in their 30s and up, 40s, 50s. As a matter of fact, 60-year-olds, pull out your CDs. You like, I've been waiting. All right. You need your computer with a disk drive. Go down to the store, the old store with that sell them old computers, and get a computer with a disk drive. Go on Amazon, buy a disk drive to attach to your new computer. Now you also need your audio software, your Windows Media Player, Apple iTunes. If you can find the old versions of Windows Media Player, great. That's going to serve this purpose better because we don't need the internet for this. Flash drive, hard drive. Flash drive, hard drive. Now, the flash drive and hard drive is going to be just like what we did last week when we was cataloging our movies. We cataloging our music, and we want to keep that flash drive with CDs A through F or CDs A through G. Then we got a flash drive with G through whatever, and we just filling them up, and we keeping them right there alongside, or maybe in a safe or a vault behind the physical CDs. Or we can pull it out during the Christmas holidays, pop that bad boy into the back of a CD player. I mean, not a CD player, the back of a TV, and play all the holiday movies, holiday music, because we already catalog all our holiday CDs. And all we got to do is pull out the holiday flash drive and plug it into whatever accepts a flash drive and play it from the flash drive. We don't need to go to Pandora. We don't need to go to Spotify and listen to 70 commercials. We got it on a flash drive right here. Just pop that, pop that G through H flash drive in there. G through Z. We're going to listen to that on this ride. Because your car take a flash drive. You see what I'm saying? You got your flash drives everywhere, and you're just copying them and you're handing them out. But don't bootleg them. You can have a holiday flash drive. You can have a Thanksgiving flash drive. You can have them all. All right, now we're moving on. Now, you obviously need your CDs that you already have. You've been buying CDs. You was there when they dropped the CD. Like, first, hey, come down to Radio Shack and buy your CD. You see what I'm saying? Or wherever you buy your CDs at. You was there when it happened. So pull them out now. This is the time. And if you have them and you're paying for the streaming service and you already have that song, that is, let's just say 2 cents. You saving 2 cents. So every song you got that's on the streaming service that you've been listening to, saving you 2 cents. If you get that bill down, 0.2 cent, whatever. If you get that bill down, you saving money, all right? Now, we got our tools, we got our resources. We're going to hop over here to step one. Step one, gathering the CDs and the music. We did that within getting our resources, all right? So we skipping that. Now, step two is to open the audio software and insert the CD. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this step two just for a second. We watched the video on familiarized us with the audio software. We did not watch a video on Apple Music or iTunes, but it is the exact same process, people. But if you need to, YouTube it. Go on there and be like, how to rip a CD or how to extract the CD again, all right? I'm saying that because when you open the audio software, if you sitting in this class right now and you open the audio software and it looks different, I don't want you to panic. I'm not putting open the Windows and do this and open Apple and do that. No, open any audio software and it's going to look the same. You can do it on FLV. What is it? FLV, is it? FLV? Oh, VLS. You could do it on QuickTime. It's 1,000 different audio softwares out there. All right, Nero. All of these are gonna be the same. You open it and you insert the CD. You may not even need to open the audio software. You could just insert the CD and it'll automatically pick one and open it for you. All right, and it may give you automatic options like, do you want to extract this CD? All right, now I'm gonna hop over here to the moon, because I'm about to take you to the moon, baby, in this last 4 minutes of expansion pack today. So now look at the moon. We going there. All right, now you rip your CD. You hit the rip/extract, get your music. Your music is going to save to the software as well as your computer. It's really just saving to your computer, and the software is picking it up from wherever it's saved from and showing it to you on the software. It's really on your hard drive already. It's just showing you through the software the actual song. You need the software to play the actual song. All right, so now, wherever it saves to, you're gonna catalog. You can put lotion on next Tuesday on my hands. All right, I'm funny with that. Getting me distracted. I was on a nice little smooth ride, and I'm trying to read along with the board, and I can't. All right. Anyway. You're going to catalog/transfer it to the hard drive. Now, that is going to take for you to go into your file menu, just like we showed on the video. You're going to go into the files of your computer, and you're going to take the file and open up your hard drive on the same computer and transfer it onto that hard drive. Now, you can do a bunch of fun things like put it in alphabetical order once it got the name and everything. You can do that all by itself on the computer. We know that. But here's the part where you're gonna love it. So there is a possibility in a future class that we're gonna take all of this information and we're gonna send it back to you wherever you are, as long as you have the internet. Think about it. You're paying $9.95 to stream from Pandora, and only time you listen to it is when you in the kitchen. All right, well, you got a CD that play that same song while you standing in the kitchen. All you're gonna need to do is build the server for it, build the network for it. Once we build that network, you can broadcast access to that network from wherever you are. You don't need to pay for Spotify and Pandora $9.95 a month. You have a flash drive for it. And now it gets you out of the house, back into the stores, back into the mall, buying a CD. You're gonna buy that CD. You're gonna follow steps 1 through 4, catalog it, and you're gonna put it into your catalog and beam it back to your phone. So instead of you paying $9.95 a month, you're gonna pay $9.95 one time, put it in your catalog, and beam it back to your phone all the time, whenever you want to listen to it. You're just gonna give yourself access back to data or information that you already paid for, instead of paying for it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again when you've already paid for it one time. As a matter of fact, new CD comes out, old CD that you didn't have is already out. You go buy it, you put it in your catalog, you beam it to yourself wherever you at, and you listen to it over and over again. This has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. I know y'all got something out of this. You have hold on, wait. Let me see what you said real quick. You have given me a great idea, because I have so many. Also, the ones I got from my mom and auntie, because I will save space in my house. Next week, guess what? Next week, I'm going to teach you the same exact process with pictures. This has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. Y'all spam some type of emote into the chat that I created from Expansion Pack. Go into those Expansion Pack emotes, and if you need the notes from this week, here go the notes from this week's. We went over today. I love it. We went over today. Here's the notes. I'm being serious, but it seemed funny. Here's the notes from this week's course on Tech Tuesday. I'm gonna flash them again. You know, we went to the moon and back, baby. You've been paying for these subscription services. And I'm not saying don't stop paying for them right now. Keep your day job. Don't stop paying for them. All right. But set up your catalog. All right. Set it up. Go buy those flash drives. Buy those hard drives in bulk. And start getting ready to do these projects for yourself. Because, yes, this is the future. This is the time right now. Ain't no tomorrow. Tomorrow, today. Because tomorrow was yesterday. You know what I'm about to say. I'm about to get too long-winded now. So, with that being said, we got next week's episode. I'm going to write it down. Pictures next week. You can have your photo albums. You can have everything reserved for yourself so that you don't have to miss the transition. All right? Anything happens, you can reproduce all of this material because it's electronically captured. It's basically you pulling it from here, putting it back. All right, except in a more tangible way. This has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. I'm glad y'all joined me. Y'all stick around and join me again tomorrow for Wednesday. Find Your Way Wednesday. I'm glad y'all in here. This is DGTA TV. I'm just getting my notes together, y'all. Let me get up out of here. Peace. See y'all tomorrow. The televisions, even the ideas and concepts have been around for a little while. But the actual hardware and software and being able to do and play all of the stuff like you want to, no, it has not been here. And if you didn't, I'm sorry, it went out. Y'all go ahead and refresh y'all page. And I'm right back here. No stress, no worries. Don't worry about a thing. You know why? Because every little thing, them gonna be alright. Bing, 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 bing. Let me know if y'all back in here. It did go out, so I apologize for the inconvenience. But it's back now. So please let me know you're back in here. I did come back. Don't think that I didn't. All right, so let's get back to some of these highlights real quick.